Welcome to the Sencast. My name is Dale Pickles. I'm the Managing Director of B Squared and the host of the Sencast, the podcast for special educational needs and disability. And if this is your first one, then welcome. Come and join the podcast. Each week we talk about a different topic within the world of SEN to improve our knowledge, to provide support to professionals working in schools, and to empower parents. This week, I am joined by several guests from Fortune College. Suzi Barnett, the Assistant Principal, Fay Atkins, the PR and Marketing Manager, and two of their students, Megan and Mia. Fortune College is a specialist independent college based in the New Forest, providing 3-year residential education programs for young people aged 16 to 25. The Sencast is created and produced by us here at B Squared. And did you know we have AI in our assessment software? Teachers can use our AI to help write their reports or summarise progress or next steps. Teachers can choose those key achievements or next steps for each pupil, so it's still very personalised. The AI takes the hard work away, turning what you want to focus on and create those lovely paragraphs of text with the correct he's and she's and all those things going on when you're copying and pasting. All that's taken care of. The system can also translate that text into 40 different languages, helping to engage parents where English is not that first language. Visit the B Square website or click on the meeting link in the show notes to book a meeting with me to take you through our assessment software and all of its AI features. Now, let's get on with the podcast. In this first part, I have Suzi and Megan. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having us.
You are welcome. Now, I know nothing about horses, and we learned that when we had lunch. I got the terminology wrong, and we won't mention that. That's fine. I've only ridden once, and it wasn't the best experience, as you found out. So why do you use horses as part of the provision you offer?
So horses historically have been used in therapy for centuries. It was called hippotherapy. So from the Latin for horse. And so the horses have been used in many ways as a therapeutic animal. They replicate our gait when you're riding a horse. In addition, the horse can sense a person from quite a far distance away, and they can read your heartbeat and regulate themselves to you. And so that's their essential therapeutic aspects. But in addition, for our students, they are learning to work with the horses, but actually ultimately to develop their independence and responsibilities from themselves through having that responsibility for a horse.
So how long has the college been a college? How long have you been working with the horses as an organisation?
So we were initially started as the Fortune Centre of Riding Therapy in 1976. And it was two ladies who had, with a group of friends, who had seen the benefits of horses through riding for the disabled. But they also came at it from a teaching background and realised that you could actually educate in core curriculum English and maths through the horses. So we're celebrating our 50th anniversary next year.
Wow. So Megan, you're a student.
Yep.
Obviously there are horses involved. But how different is it from like where you were previously?
From where I was previously, it was very different. I did a gardening course for 3 years. So coming into horses, I found my love through that and did work experience at my previous college for that. And then coming to the Fortune Centre was amazing for me. I was able to be with the horses and just really regulate how they feel to how I felt. And they really helped me to kind of work for them and make them happy and kind of put myself for them rather than myself. So it really helped me in that way.
That's interesting. Yeah. So I think that's that responsibility, isn't it? It's that I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing it for someone else. And yeah, when you're responsible for something else, you do have to step up. So do you all have your own horse?
So we each have our own horse that we're allocated in each term, and we look after that horse for the whole term. So we groom them, we pick out their feet, and we look after their stable, and we just kind of look after that horse. So whether it's being ridden and needs to be tapped up, to whether it comes back into its stable and needs to be taken out to the field. So we look after that horse within a range of activities, and it's just amazing to look after them and get to know their personalities.
Nice. So apart from the kind of the day-to-day looking after, what else kind of are you doing with those horses?
So we also do vaulting and rhythm work on a Thursday, but many people do it on different days. And for the vaulting, we do gymnastics on horseback, which is really fun, but also helps with our balance and our coordination. And it's really interesting to see that.
Nice. So what's a give me apart from Thursday we do vaulting, what's a typical day look like for you?
Um, Typical day is kind of. Oh, let me spell myself.
So you get up.
I get up and I get myself dressed and ready. I then go down for breakfast, and then after breakfast, I go up, and after I put my stuff away, I go up and brush my teeth, and at 8:30 I head out onto the yard, and I start getting the horses all groomed and ready for the day ahead. So, yeah.
And if you're on morning stables?
Early morning horses.
Yeah.
So I do early morning horses Monday to Thursday, and we bring all the horses in from the field as a group of us do that. And we leave them in their stables. We take their head collars off, and we take their fly masks off as well.
So it's I don't do mornings. Just that's a lot of early morning stuff. So you kind of do all that, and kind of is that a couple of hours worth of work?
Yeah, definitely.
And then you're getting, is it lunch the next, or is something else happening?
For early morning horses, we come in for breakfast at 7:45,
And then you go back
and
out
then we
at
go back out at
8:30.
8:30.
And first jobs, normally everybody gets together on the yard, decides the tasks for the day. So they'll be looking at, for example, the ride list, what time the horses are needed for different sessions. And then you work your tasks around that. So if your horse is going to be ridden at 9:30, then obviously you're going to prioritize getting it groomed and ready for that session. And then you might do your hay nets later. Within all of that, the students are having functional skills sessions in English and maths and some in IT. They also have transition tutorials where they'll be looking at PSHE sessions, job coaching. So, amongst all of the activities around the yard, the students are also fulfilling college life. But all of the sessions that they do, for example, if they're doing maths, they may be embedding their maths in the feed room because it's a naturally occurring opportunity for the students. They don't realize they're doing maths when they're making feeds and they're doing fractions or looking timetable where you're doing vertical, horizontal, reading from color coded materials, even fine motor skills of mixing a feed. You know, I always compare it to mixing your cake mix. You don't want to be losing your ingredients. So all the time, the students are embedding independent living skills, maths and English, throughout the work with the horses. It's not just about working with horses. The horses provide the motivation and a lot of the tools because you can adapt what you're doing with the horses to teach what you need to teach. For example, if the students maybe have had a row with somebody, getting them to do pair work in a mounted session on a horse. Because when you're riding horses as a pair, you have to be uptight and close. It's a great way to solve some problems between you for your communication, making eye contact, having to be duly responsible. And all our students want to ride. So you can use the horses in various ways to facilitate learning and teaching.
So when you've had that row with someone, do you often find that actually when you start riding, you realise that difference you had is just really a small difference?
Yeah.
I think most times you fall out with people, it's a small thing, it's a tiny thing, it doesn't matter. When that's your focus, and I guess riding the horses, that becomes a bigger focus, and suddenly that disagreement melts away. And I liked a bit when you're talking about kind of getting together in the yard. It's not I'm guessing you're not giving them a list of this is what you're doing. It's everyone's involved in deciding those priorities. So everyone's using those executive function skills of organizing, planning, prioritization, and getting all that opportunities to do that. But again, not about themselves, about something which is needed.
Yeah, absolutely. So meeting the needs of the horses as well as the students. So some of our horses might need some time out. Some of them are actually really want to be in with the herd and in with the group and part of the hustle and bustle. So we adapt the horses' behaviours to teach the students about their behaviours. Horses are hierarchical. They have, a lead. That's natural for us too. Also, it changes in different circumstances. So the behavior of the horses allows us to teach the students about our behaviors and how to manage those behaviors and reflect on themselves on what the horses might be behaving like. Do we do that? Is Monty bullying Mac? They're two of the horses.
Yep. I'm hoping you're not just working out. Is that child bullying that child? So it'll come back to me in a second. So question was going to be around, that was it. So Megan, got there. Were you always a horse person, or is it something you've grown into?
So I never grew up riding as a kid. I only started riding at the age of 18, so I was kind of late to the party. But riding the horses since then has taught me a lot of confidence and a lot of to be fierce and to be assertive. That's the word. Yeah, it's really helped me.
So did you start riding at the Fortune College?
No, I started riding back home and I had a couple of horses that I loved and I had a couple of horses that I hated. And I struggled at times to communicate what I needed, and I couldn't really do that at the time. But now I can communicate so much more than I could before.
So is that kind of just building that relationship with the horses and understanding and the kind of that, I'll say, two-way respect? I think it is that relationship, and if you look after them, they'll look after you. Is it?
Yeah,
That's helped you build that bond.
yeah.
Nice. And then you've used. So are you more assertive with others?
I'm a lot more assertive now than I was before. Before I couldn't really ask for anything or like tell someone I how I felt.
Yeah.
But I can really communicate that now. I'm like, I'm not comfortable with this. Can we please not do this? And it's okay.
So were you when you talk about that self-advocacy, the part of it is recognizing it in yourself. The other part is being able to share it. So is it a case that you could recognize it,
Yeah,
but you just were unable to share it?
yeah.
That's big. Sometimes it's that it can be really hard when you're feeling something and you just don't feel like you can share it. To
Mhm.
overcome that is a really big barrier. And is it purely working with the horses? Or is it kind of building that confidence within you that that's from that? So it's not necessarily the horses, it's actually you're part of the community at the college.
Yeah,
That's what helped you.
yeah,
Nice.
I think there's a combination of both. We're quite fortunate. We've got an amazing team of horses, but we also have an amazing team of staff with a really wide range of skills. So, for example, my background was initially equine, but then I became a teacher of English as a foreign language, and then I've done some counselling courses. Most of our staff come from an equine background or have some equine knowledge because it's that sharing of the joint interest with our students. And also, a lot of our conversations are about that transferable learning from the yard to the houses, to the community, to your money management. And if you didn't have that common interest, you can't necessarily do that transferable learning. And like I say, a lot of our staff have a really wide skill set. Majority are teachers, also equine riding instructors, but also we've got chiropractors, sports therapists, Reiki instructors, beauty therapists, such a really wide range. We're not employing them as those, but they've come from various backgrounds. And all those soft skills really help our students as well. And we do create a very much a team ethos. The students are in yard groups, so they're small groups with their key staff, but also we have joined up events throughout the year. Fortune of Christmas, which is our live nativity. We're running an equine holistic fair in the summer. We're attending shows. The horses have a wellbeing program as well as the students. So we're not only just doing things in-house in the college, we're taking those skills out into the community as well. And the students are very much part of that.
So you kind of mentioned there's a big team around the students. Do you feel at the college, Megan, that actually you're more level with the teachers? It's not like when you're previously at school where they were definitely above you, telling you what to do.
yeah.
Do you feel more respected by the staff there?
Yeah, I definitely feel more respected by the staff. They feel almost like family in a way. because they can just be there for you and they understand how you feel at maybe a certain time if you're not feeling your best, and they're just always there for you.
And is it that kind of, as you've worked with the horses, as you've done all that, is it that recognition from the staff, but also your peers? Is it that what giving you confidence?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think the relationships between, I think schools sometimes forget that it's a relationship which brings everyone together. It's not a relationship without boundaries. The boundaries will always be there. And I think at the college, those boundaries are, a lot of them are safety boundaries, which you do not cross. I know you don't walk behind a horse. That's the only rule I know about horses. Don't walk behind them. And that's something that maybe someone may learn, but it's certain rules that you're there for safety. So those boundaries will always be there, but actually it's how it's delivered. And as you said, when you're not feeling up to it, how that's respected makes you feel more valued and builds your own confidence.
Yeah.
I think the key thing is that, one of the reasons our course works for our young people is that horses like routine. I've said a little bit about their inherent natures, but they like routine. They like to have their breakfast at the same time. They like to have their going out time. So they respond well to routine, as do our students. Their structure around the horses. For example, Megan mentioned earlier, in the summer they're wearing fly masks, or we're wearing or they'll wear fly rugs. We're wearing lighter clothes. In the winter, obviously, they're wearing their waterproofs and we're wearing our waterproofs. So there's lots of transferables around the horses' structure lives that really work to help our students to learn about that. For example, the horses regularly see the dentist. They have physio programs that they follow, just as our students do. Some of the horses have medication. It is handled in exactly the same way as the students having meds, signed in, signed out, agree to have it, spat it out, or accepted. So the horses, everything that's happening for the students with the horses can be replicated for themselves. And I think that's a really key part. And that's where that joined up comes together with working with the staff around that. So even if, like Megan said, you're having a bad day and you might refuse to have your meds because you just can't cope today, you're not regulated, then the staff can understand that and help put in processes, making those analogies with, well, if Lulu doesn't take her meds, she's going to need the vet, you're going to need the doctor. So looking at those ways to encourage the students to feel that the importance of why they're doing things and how it might affect them. So any consequences.
I think consequences and the teaching that self-preservation and self-care and all those sorts of things is, have horses, I'm gonna say the word, been ill? Have you seen horses where they needed support and you've seen that actually, if you've been on that journey with a horse?
Yeah, so we currently have a horse called William who everybody loves. He's currently on box rest because he's injured his leg. I'm not entirely sure how. So we have to hose his leg off for 10 minutes and he's been in overnight. So we have to make sure he's got fresh water, he's got a hay net to munch on, and just make sure he's all skipped out and comfortable.
And can you see kind of how he changes over time with that care?
Yeah, he's been kind of calling out in the evenings for his friends. So we usually have to bring in like a horse or a pony just to keep him company and just to keep him happy. So yeah.
And can you relate to that?
Yeah.
I think that's the sort of thing when you sit there and go, "Oh, you need to do this," it's a consequence. And you realize that actually, if I don't do this, I
Mm.
could be that horse kind of away from my friends, needing that support, lonely. It's, yeah, we may not enjoy certain things, but it's a necessity, it's a requirement we need to do to make sure we're still active and happy and social. What's the best bit about being at college?
Oh, there's a whole number of things, but I think definitely just being with the horses.
And to you, what's the best thing about the college?
The horses and the students, I think, and our amazing staff. But the to see the impact of the horses on the students and the way they change their lives, it's really amazing. I'm very proud.
And Megan, what do you think I don't know how long you've got as a college. Have you been there long?
I've been here 2 years, so I've got one more year left.
What's after that? Do you know?
I don't know yet. Hopefully, we'll figure something out.
Are you worried about the future, or do you think you're more confident based on all your experiences?
I'm definitely feeling a little bit apprehensive about the future, not knowing what's going to be in my future is definitely very nerve-wracking, but hopefully it will be all right.
I think for watching my children grow up, similar ages, it's not knowing what the future looks like. And I think being at the college, from all the things discussing at lunch and we've discussed so far, you're building lots of skills which are really going to help you. So although you don't know what the future is going to look like as it arrives, I think you'll be much more confident stepping into it. Whatever it looks like, I think you'll have that confidence because you've got a lot of people behind you who'll be wishing you well, will miss you, but no, they want to hear what you're up to. And I think it's that kind of support from people. You can carry it with you quite a long way.
We're quite clear when our students come to us, it is always our intention that they'll move on from us, not to return home to hotel of mum and dad. We want our students to be the best, most independent version of themselves that they can be when they're moving on from us. So we work very hard with the students and the parents and external agencies to make sure that they are going out into the world, whether it's into supported living, into their own private tenancies, workplace, and apprenticeships. So, because not only do they work with the horses on our site, we do have an extensive work experience program that the students can tap into. So they do 6-week blocks, and it's a bit like going for any job. So they do an application, they'll do an interview, they might have some level of support in the initial stages of their placement, but then they'll also get a feedback and a reference so that they can build their CVs. And that's not just in the equine industry. So we've got a wide variety of internal placements that they might take on first, whether catering, maintenance, reception, but then also there's placements in care homes, shops, cafes, other charities. So really, really broad. So not just equine. So we're trying to give the students a really broad skill set, because to just think that our students are only going to go and work in the equine industry is quite narrow, because that it's an overpopulated industry, and it might be that they're not going to hold down a full-time job in that area. We recognise that horses are important and they have been a means to help them get where they're going to, but to give them a good understanding of other aspects of how they can contribute to society while being as independent as possible.
So you've got a lot of connections as a college, a lot of.
Yeah, we do try to. Yes, yeah.
I think so. Sometimes it's kind of there's a college there, or it's just, and they sit there, but actually you've really reached out probably into the local area.
Yeah.
Lots of connections.
And lots of community. I mean, we're a residential college. So, the students are accessing the community when they're not with the horses and when they are with the horses. So they do go to the pub, they go to Boxercise and the local swimming centre. And, but in addition, we take the horses out into the community. We've got 2 mini ponies that go and visit care homes. Great opportunity for students to go and chat and be with 2 ponies with the elderly. Some wonderful experiences where we've had that, and it's good for us. It's good for the community.
So just to wrap up part 1, what would you say to Megan, to a younger you?
Just be yourself.
Be yourself. And that confidence grows over time.
Yeah.
Don't change you.
No.
Be you.
Yes.
And build that confidence.
Yep.
Excellent. Anything else, Fred? No, all good. So that's all for part 1. Back in a minute with part 2. Welcome to the second part of this episode. I'm now joined by Fay and Mia. Welcome to the podcast.
Happy to be
Thank
here.
you.
You are welcome. So Mia, you've been at the college now for 3 years.
Yes.
What attracted you to Fortune College?
Being in the New Forest with the wild ponies. Yeah.
I haven't even mentioned the wild ponies yet, have we? Do you see them much?
Yeah.
Because obviously they do their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're right in the forest, aren't we? So as soon as you go out of the gate, really, we've got wild ponies. What else is there? There's cows.
Cows,
Do we get pigs in the
deer,
summer?
pigs in the summer.
Yeah, lots of wildlife.
If you're a listener who's never been to New Forest, it's quite a strange place because you have all of those. You also get donkeys and high-vis jackets.
You definitely get a lot of donkeys. I'm not sure about the high-vis jackets.
Have you not seen them?
No. Oh, with the collars around them. Yes, I've seen those.
Yeah.
It's hard to see them at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very unique environment, isn't it? Even just for riding out, isn't it? Because when you ride out, you have to encounter all the wildlife, don't you?
So the college programs at the college are 3 years long. So you've been there a while. Is it coming to an end for you?
In July, I leave.
July.
Yeah.
Do you know what's next?
I'll be staying in Horo in a house called Silverley, and then I have to get a bus to Sparshot to do my level 1 equine.
So you're going to stay in the horse industry and educate yourself.
Yeah.
So you mentioned there getting a bus.
Yeah.
So before you joined the college, is that something you would do on your own?
No.
So is that something you've learnt with the college as well?
Yeah. Through money management and independent travel.
Okay. So is there lots of money management going on?
So we have a money management session once a week. Mine is on Monday, so every Monday. We travel to different places, budget for what we need for the week. We have to stay in that budget for the week.
So it's not just doing it because it's a lesson you have to do. You're actually going away and doing it. And
you get your shopping and things like that, don't you?
So you're getting your own shopping?
Yeah.
So it's not a lovely catered college?
No.
Well,
apart from dinner in the evenings, where they
so you
provide food.
Get your snacks and things like that, don't you? Yeah. And then in the third year, you go through the cupboards, don't you? Do stock takes, and then you go off to the supermarket and get everything that you need for the house, don't you?
Yeah.
Isn't this slave labour?
Not really.
I think you quite enjoy it, don't you? Yeah.
But it's what's I think when you're at school, you do lessons on things, and it is a worksheet, and it is like, I'm doing this, you have to do this, and it's meaningless. I think when it means something to you, especially if you're not going to have food because you've run out, you start to pay a lot more attention.
Yeah, and I think learning in a hands-on way is really helpful, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, like Suzi was saying before, doing it through the horses, learning how to look after yourself through learning how to look after the horses, and then applying it in a practical way and going off to do your travel management and your money management and sticking within that budget can be quite tricky, can't it?
Yeah.
So how far do you have you travelled?
So I live in London. So I have travelled to London Waterloo by train. I wouldn't been able to do that when I first started.
Was that on your own?
Yep. I've learned to do that on my own.
Yeah.
So it's about a 2-hour journey for me to get there.
And then were you met at Waterloo, or did you continue that journey?
So I start meeting my mum at London Waterloo, and then going back home from London Waterloo to Kingston with her. And then a few times recently I have done it fully on my own.
How does that feel?
It's quite scary, but it's a lot better than it was when I first started. Yeah, so.
And have you felt your confidence grow over these 3 years? So were you this confident would you have done this 3 years ago?
Definitely not.
What is it? Is it the horses that are doing this?
The horses do help with my confidence, yeah.
Is it a case of it almost takes the focus of you, so you focus on the horse, and you kind of forget about yourself?
Yeah.
And then all the things that are happening aren't focused on you. You all focus on the horse, and you're learning through all of those things.
Horses in any walk of life teach you resilience. They give you confidence. They teach you to overcome problems. I mean, they can give you some hard lessons, can't they?
Definitely.
And when you overcome those, and especially with the help of your peers, sky's the limit, isn't it? You can do anything.
They teach you so much.
So you mentioned hard lessons. Have you had any hard lessons with the horses?
I have, yes. I've come up a few times, actually. Mainly because they've spooked at something. I've fallen off on the forest once, and I've fallen off a few times in the school. And some of the ponies there.
And what's the first thing you really should do?
Well, try and stay on, but you kind of just get back on. You try and get back on after you've fallen off, so that you're not then scared to get back on if you leave it for a longer amount of time.
I think they're never doing it intentionally, are they?
No.
And although when you're probably thrown off, it will hurt a lot, probably. Although you're young, you bounce probably
Depends
better
where you
than us.
land, doesn't
Depends
it?
where you land, yeah. If you land on your back, then yeah. If you land on your head, then yeah. But not so much if you land on any other
Bottom.
parts, yeah.
Well, I think, yeah, because you're probably building up that bond with that horse. You know it wasn't intentional, wasn't trying to hurt you. As you said, it got spooked.
Yeah,
So it reacted.
yeah,
But yeah, I think you also learn that sometimes how you react can impact others as well.
yeah.
That's a big thing, isn't it, with
Yeah.
horses? That if you are wound up or frightened or anxious, they will feel it, won't they?
Yeah.
So sometimes learning to keep yourself calm in situations so that the horse stays calm is a
Yeah.
really good skill, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you learned maybe from the horse that you weren't always calm? Because sometimes you
Yes.
can't feel your own emotions.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there going, why are you being like this today? And maybe
Yeah.
realising, oh, I might be a bit like this.
Yeah.
So what's been the best part, apart from the, obviously, all the horses?
When I first started from my previous schools, I had nobody, so I had no friends. So when I first came here, it was quite a challenge to make friends. But now I have a group of friends that I spend time with and talk to.
And do you class, so like Megan mentioned earlier, do you kind of class your teachers and the staff as kind
As
of part of
family,
the
yeah.
family?
Yeah.
It's a lovely environment, isn't it? There was a story from this morning, actually. Megan and I were talking, and she mentioned that quite a few people said how nice she looks today.
Mm.
And I said, do you realise how special that is, that you are in an environment where everybody is championing you and they are telling you how amazing you look? It's such a lovely, special environment where everybody's so friendly and kind to each other. That's really important.
Megan, who is in the room but not on the microphone, have you experienced, when you were younger, did you experience comments like that, but you felt they were backhanded?
Not exactly.
But you felt these comments were genuine?
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
I think in
Yeah,
schools,
yeah.
a lot of time, comments are said, not really meant. But I
Yeah.
think when you're in an environment which
Where
is
it's
supporting and caring,
supportive and caring, and
And you have the horses as well.
yeah,
but I think when you hear the words, you feel them as well.
Yeah.
When it coming from someone you respect and you know you've got that friendship and that bond.
everybody champions each other, don't they?
Yeah.
And you all congratulate each other when you do well, don't you? And you can laugh at each other when you do something silly. So it is like a big
Yeah.
family, isn't it?
So it's a residential college.
Yep.
For 38 weeks, 39 weeks a year.
38.
38. So is it a 7-day routine or is it a week and weekends?
Yep.
So
Sunday,
we
horses need
also
looking
work.
after
We also
7
work
days.
on the weekend as well.
Yep.
So we have a day on the weekend that we work. Each student works for.
Yeah,
So no necessarily pure lessons, but it's probably always learning because you're doing these things.
Yeah.
But you get a day off a week.
Yeah.
What do you
Kind
do
of.
on that day?
Sometimes we plan an activity with the staff that they take us to, or sometimes we have an independent weekend where we can do what we want. We have to plan it and budget it, and then let the staff know what we're doing.
So you can go just off on your own as long as they know where you're going.
yeah. Everyone has to sign in and sign out. We have to know where you are, don't we? Yeah.
How does it feel being trusted that much?
It's a good thing. It's a good feeling being able to go out and
Did it feel weird that like the first time as you're signing out going, they're really letting me
Yeah.
out? But I think that sort of respect given is earned, isn't it? It's that sort of,
Very much. Yeah.
they wouldn't let you do it unless they thought you did make the right decisions.
No.
And has it ever gone wrong?
it has gone wrong a few times.
And did everyone survive? That's all right then. But I think you have a plan, but it doesn't always work out. And I think that's another learning thing is when you're out and you're about.
Yep.
Okay, it's not gone how we wanted.
And again, another thing you learn through horses, isn't
Yeah.
it? Because very often that doesn't go quite as planned,
No.
does it?
When we've taken like the horses out to like a dressage show or something, that's good teaching for us, like going places, planning for it, getting all the equipment ready. Like that.
So in the first part, we heard about the nativity.
Yep. In December.
That's nativity involving animals.
Yeah, that very often doesn't go quite according to plan, does it,
No.
Mia? I think the minis were a bit naughty this year, weren't they?
Yeah.
They had to be removed, didn't
Removed
they?
from the show, yes.
They were taken out in disgrace.
So the minis are...
we call them the Shetlands. They're not Shetlands. Sorry, miniature
Cyril and
Norwegian.
Cedric.
Yeah.
They're Norwegian ponies, miniature
Yeah.
Norwegian ponies.
Cyril and Cedric.
So that nativity is all the students get involved?
Yep. And all the staff.
And all the staff?
Yes. So you all have a part, don't you, whatever that might be. And there's singing and animals, and the local community will come up and watch, don't they? It's a really good evening.
More than just horses?
Yeah.
So
we have sheep, goats, reindeer, the horses, donkeys.
Anything else? Dogs.
And dogs as well.
See, all I imagine, and again, I'm not an animal person, it's bad enough picking up cat poo at home. How long did it take? Did you ride horses before you joined the college?
I did, but not as much as I do here.
So is it occasional, a few times, or is it a couple of times a year?
Probably a couple of times, yeah.
Did you have to pick up the poo then? How was it picking up the poo?
Is it right?
Did you just kind of go, I just got to get on with it?
I didn't really have much to do with horses other than riding, so I literally just turned up at the stables and ride, not as much care for them. So I've learned that from the course.
And did it feel like a chore? Or did you actually sit there going, actually, that relationship, if I need to do this, how did that make you feel when you started?
Well, when I first started, I didn't really know what to do. And then as I started doing it more, I got more into a routine and to know what I need to do and when to do it.
I think so, like, tidying your room is obviously so much fun, isn't it?
No, it's not.
But through the horses, you learn why it's important, don't you?
But I think, when you're doing it for someone else, I'm always like that. I'll do that stuff for other people. My desk is a mess.
Yeah.
But I will make sure everyone else is looked after first. And I think having that horse, and if you enjoy riding it and you understand what needs to happen so you can ride it, suddenly doing all those things doesn't become a chore.
Exactly. And it's those transferable skills again, isn't it? So keeping your horse's grooming kit all together and clean and usable, and you know where everything is.
And doing their stable, you have to like clean their stable, tidy up their stable, so that it's nice for them when they go back in the morning. It's just the same as when you do your laundry and you make a bed. So it's ready for you to... And
you've got your wash bag all ready and everything and organised, haven't you?
So do you now get frustrated when someone else doesn't put that hair back? No. You're all chilled?
Yeah.
There's probably a reason.
Yeah.
So you've been there 3 years. Have you done any work experience?
I've done a lot of work experience. So I've worked at horse yards. I've done dog grooming. I worked in a cafe. My favourite was when I worked at the horse yard. It was for an eventing team. I worked for someone who does eventing working with her horses, looking after them for her, which was really good experience.
So again, was that a case of you got dropped left there? Did you have to make your own way there?
So I started at 7:30 in the morning, finished at 3:30 in the afternoon.
So we took you to...
Yeah, so they took me there, and then I did my day and then picked me up afterwards.
And again, I imagine 3 years ago, the idea of being taken somewhere, dropped
being
off.
left to do my jobs was very scary.
You did it? And was it scary on day 1 and day 2 and day 3?
It took me a few weeks to get settled in now.
It's just learning yourself, isn't it? Learning actually what support I need.
Yeah.
And things I can do to kind of improve that myself.
Yeah. And I think you enjoyed it so much that that's what you're going to go on and study now, isn't it? Go on into that environment.
Yeah.
So students, when they come to us, they don't have to be able to ride when they come to us, but they do have to have an interest in the horses. And it's that interest that then helps them develop through, isn't it?
Yeah.
So to take that on further, that's really exciting for you, isn't it?
Really exciting.
My daughter, we've done the whole go for a ride on Centre Parks and things like that. We've done those sorts of things, but I'm glad I've seen how much horses and everything else costs around them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's hard work. Horses are hard work, especially if you're going to do all the care for them. But I think that gives you a bigger bond with them, doesn't it? And it teaches you that caring for them, you get a nicer relationship, and they're more willing to do things for you, aren't they?
Yeah.
Are you someone who jumps out of bed really early, really eager, or are you someone who has to be dragged out of bed?
But if I know I'm gonna be with a horse, then yes, definitely.
So you'll jump out of bed for that. I get that. That sort of thing. I think a lot of teenagers is like, yeah, I'm not getting out of bed.
Yeah.
But again, if it's doing something you love and actually also you've got that responsibility.
And that horse is relying on you, isn't it? Because he wants to come in and have his breakfast and have his feet picked out and all the things he needs. So yeah.
Nice. So if there was somebody listening, whether a parent or a child who's thinking, I wonder if this would be good for my child or for myself as that child, what would you say to them?
I'd say to get to know them first. So, like, even if that's just watching them or observing them, you don't want to go straight up to them, then you don't have to. If just take it in little steps where you feel comfortable, so you feel comfortable with the horses.
And is that a case of, again, if we think about that as ourselves, is actually that's like making friendships.
Mm.
Sometimes we have to be that slightly courageous to take a small step
Mm.
and see how they respond.
Yep. And also know you can take a step back if you need to.
So I'm guessing you definitely recommend the college to others.
Definitely.
Yeah. And talking of small steps, we do open days. So students can come and have a look around. So we do 2 a year. We're always very happy to show people around the rest of the year. And then they can do taster days. So they can come for the day, find out whether it's for them. And then they can also do a couple of days, can't you, and stay overnight and see if the residential side's going to be good for them before they commit.
So is the residential bit nice?
It is.
Is it like a hotel or more just a bedroom?
It's more like you have different corridors. So it's like you have corridors, and then you have different students on the corridor with you.
And when you kind of arrived at college, had you been away from home much? How was that settling in?
Took me a while to settle in again, but I did settle in quite quickly.
And do you kind of talk back to home a lot?
I talk to my mum on the phone every evening to check in with her, and she likes to check in with me as well. So yeah.
Do you think your mum will be proud of what you've done?
I believe she is very proud of me, yes.
We're all very proud of you, aren't we?
You said that very confidently that you believe. That's a nice thing to not only think, but to know she's proud.
That she's done amazingly well. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. It's really good. You've achieved lots, haven't you, over the last 3 years? So, really good.
So you worried about that next step?
Not really.
You can't wait. You're going to dive in.
Well, I don't want to leave, but yes, I know what my plan is.
You'll be back to visit though, won't you?
Yeah.
Again, if you rewind back 3 years, arriving at the college, unsure about staying away, all those sorts of things, how far you've come.
Yeah.
So I'm getting the travelling to up and down London.
Yeah.
And now going, I'm going to go learn somewhere else.
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to be, so if you think about the work experience, you're nervous, took you a while, do you think you'll be quicker settling in?
Yeah.
I think work experience, there's the experience of doing the job, but there's also the experience of going somewhere new.
Yeah.
And settling in. So you've done the cafe, you've done the dog grooming, you've settled into 3 new places. Yeah. You didn't die once.
No, amazing. And the new college as well, it's an environment you know and you understand, don't you?
Because and it's with the horses.
It's horses again, isn't it?
So is it a place you've been to a few times?
I have been there, yeah. And I've done tester days with some of my other students that I'll be working with, some of the other people.
Nice. And is that residential as well?
It's not residential, no. So I'll be staying Silverley will be my
assisted
residential
living,
place. Yeah.
So, and you also might go to college and know more than the other students, which will be nice, won't it?
Nice.
Yeah, really good.
I don't think you can really underestimate how important confidence is.
No, if you're confident, you can do anything, can't you? And that's what you've learned most, I think, probably, isn't it?
You can take that step forward. You can take that step towards something you're not quite sure about because you've got all those experiences behind you that have gone well.
Yeah.
Nice.
And nothing went too terribly wrong.
No.
So before we wrap up, anything else you want to say to the listeners?
I would just say if you're interested in the college, get in touch, come on our website, come for a look round, come to one of our open days and see what it's all about.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank
you
to
for
all
having
of
us.
you for coming on the show today. And I will be sharing links. So you've given me some links to college so you can find out more about the work that goes on and the college and why horses are used and all what you can learn from horses and things like that. And also your social media accounts. So they'll all be on the show notes, which you will find wherever you listen to the podcast or on the Sengcast website. So thank you for listening. If you aren't following us on social media, you'll find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and probably a few others. Just search for Sengcast, you will find us. The Sengcast is created and produced by us here at B Squared, and we help to show the small sets of progress pupils with SEND make. But do you know about Autism Progress? This is our framework for helping profile a student's autism and how it impacts them. It's based on certs and looks at communication, social interaction, emotional regulation, and flexible thinking. And Autism Progress also includes a wide range of strategies to help support the students. Visit the B Squared website or click on the meeting link in the show notes to book a meeting with me to take you through our software and what it can do for you. So thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Sengcast. It's goodbye from me.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. It's been lovely.
You are welcome. Bye.
Bye.